Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel as we continue talking about 1980s horror films and the year 1981. And today we're talking about the film Galaxy of Terror, another Roger Corman produced film. Now, this one I've heard some people say it is a knockoff of Alien, and I will say upon a first viewing that yes, there are some similarities to Alien, especially how some of the characters look. Definitely remind me of characters in Alien. Now, this also has, as far as the production design team goes for this film, there's a notable name that's a member of that team, and that is one James Cameron. Yes, that James Cameron who would go on to direct Aliens a few years later. Now, as far as the cast goes, we have Aaron Moran of Happy Days fame, we have Sid Haig, and Robert Englund. Yes, a young Freddy Krueger is in this film as well. Now, this film similarities to Alien. Let's talk about that because Erin Moran's character definitely they want her to kind of look like Ripley. They kind of do. But there's other than the look, there's not a whole lot of similarity. She is definitely not Ripley. That is for sure. One of our other main characters in the film by the name of Cabron, he looks like Tom Skerritt. Like they couldn't get Tom Skerritt to be in this film, so they got this guy instead. Like they were just trying to do their best to get, Sigourney Weaver and a Tom Skerritt lookalike into this film. Now, the creature designs in this film, how do they look? Definitely, it's what you would expect from a Roger Corman produced film. They're okay. They're not the greatest. They're like giant slugs at times, but we'll get into that in a second because this film is not exactly what you think it is. So maybe some spoilers if you haven't seen this film. Maybe some spoilers, or maybe you want to stop the review, go check out the film. You can catch it on Amazon Prime right now, and I'll come back and check out the rest of this review because this film you're seeing these like giant these creatures like these slug looking like creatures like worms, things like that, but it's not exactly what you think it is. Now this ship is drawn to this planet. And on this planet, there's this giant pyramid. And this crew is going to explore this pyramid. Again, sounds like Alien, right? They're being drawn to this planet. They're going to go and explore, things like that. The outfits that they wear in this film look like they just took them off the backlot of what was ever left over from Battlestar Galactica when that was being filmed. Those are like almost identical outfits that they're wearing in this film. It's like Corman's like, hey, give me the best deal possible on outfits for these people to wear in this film. Battlestar Galactica, sure, I'll take them. And the story at times can be a little bit difficult to follow with this film. It seemed like it was a little bit all over the place at times. I would have liked to have seen some of the characters be a little bit stronger. One of the characters that is on the ship, definitely, again, we're going to get into some spoilers, guys, because this one, I think you have to do some spoilers with this film. One of the characters reminds me, I'm thinking the whole time I'm watching this film, like, is this like a synthetic? Is this like Ash, like their version of Ash? No, I was completely like wrong about that. But still, you get that sense, that feeling, like okay, something is definitely off with this particular character. And like I said, the creature designs are not they're not bad. They're what you would expect from a Corman produced film. The kills they are gory. There is definitely some pretty good blood and gore in this film. But like so, like going back saying that this film is not exactly what you think it is. You're going in thinking it's a creature feature, kind of, in a way. But what you come to find out, again, guys, this is final warning for spoilers, guys. Final warning. These this pyramid, it's like a giant game. That is how it's presented at the end of this film. It's like a giant game that these people are being drawn into, and this pyramid is feeding off of their fears. So when you're seeing like these giant slugs or whatever you're seeing, kill these people, they're facing their fears. Like at one point, the Robert Englund character, his name is Ranger, he's fighting himself in a mirror. I'm watching. I'm like, man, this is very Freddy Krueger like, fighting against himself. And I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, now I'm starting to see what they're doing. Like, okay, they're playing on their greatest fears. And like I said, it's not bad. It kind of once we got to that point, I kind of figured out, okay, this is what they're doing. I kind of it fell off for me. It's not a terrible film. Don't get me wrong, guys. It's definitely not a terrible film, but it fell off for me a little bit. Like that's when it really became schlocky and just like, okay, something just it's not hitting the way it was. I mean, because at the beginning, those similarities to Alien were hitting me. 'Cause I was like, okay, this is cool. Like yes, it might be like a knockoff, but I want to see this. This is gonna be cool. Like I'm into it. But once you start going in that direction, that's where I started falling off of it. And when you find out towards the end that there is a grand plan involved with this entire thing, yeah, it's not the ending. Like I said, it's not a terrible film, but it's not the ending that I would have preferred. It's not the ending that would have made me happy as a viewer. But for the kills, I'm there. The gore, I'm there. The act, seeing something, seeing like Robert Englund, awesome. Sid Haig, really, really awesome. And yeah, seeing like Aaron Moran in a different kind of role other than playing Joni from Happy Days. Yeah, not too bad. Interesting cast of characters in this film as far as like who they brought in to be a part of this film, and knowing that James Cameron's a part of it too is interesting. By itself, that's an interesting thing. Seeing that he got started with a lot of people have got involved and behind the scenes with these Roger Corman produced films. Like they got their starts because of people like Corman, which is a fantastic, fantastic thing. We wouldn't have gotten, somebody like James Cameron without, a Roger Corman possibly. So, but just be aware when you go into this, guys, it's what you think it's going to be from the onset of the film, from the beginning of the film. It's a short film too. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. It's not going to be what you're going to get at the beginning is not what you're going to get at the end. It's going to take a completely different direction. But Galaxy of Terror, not a bad film. Again, available on Prime Video to watch, and there is a 4K available from Scream Factory. So I think it might be worth a check, guys. Just checking it out because again, just the names that are involved with this, I think it's worth checking out just for that alone. So like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance, and I'll catch you in another episode. Take care. Bye.